Hey, Shalom, Akim Shalom. First and foremost, as always, I would like to give all praise, all honor, and all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rachakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that taught us his truth, and that's what teaching is truth. And much peace, love, and salutation to the elect, beginning with the 144,000, all the way down to the large multitude that believes in who the Lord will deliver in these last days. To you all, I say Shalom. I'm the brother Tazamon from the Great Millstone Dallas camp, coming back today with another lesson. And Lord willing, today this lesson will be edifying. And I wanted to do a lesson today, going in on this article that you see here on the screen. This is from SOTT.net, which is an acronym for signsofthetimes.net. It's a pretty good website where you can find some, you find some pretty good information, especially regarding things that are going on within the world. Hey, the scriptures call us to be watchmen, man. So we gotta always be paying attention. We gotta always pay attention, and we're in the time right now, as you hear the apostles say, we're in a time right now where we're analyzing everything. Because the final few prophecies of Yahweh Basham Shai, what he has set up for this place is getting ready to come to pass. All right, so we got to be on our watch more, because if we don't go out and warn the people, as the scripture says in the book of Ezekiel, the 3rd chapter, the blood will be on our hands at that point. Okay, so what I want to do here is read. I want to read this article here, and as the title reads, it says Kuwait to freeze bank accounts of residents who resist biometric fingerprinting. Let's read that again. Kuwait to freeze bank accounts of residents who resist biometric fingerprinting. You see? And it's clear and it's evident, as the scripture says in the book of Habakkuk, the 2nd chapter, it says, make the vision plain upon tables that he may run that readeth it. Let's just get it real quick. All right, this is Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 2. It says, and Yahweh answered me, and Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision, right, with the prophecy, and make it plain upon tables. You see? And it's plain and it's evident that it's plain and evident what the Motb is, man. You have others that say that the Motb, okay, is talking about, sin in all its forms, whether it be political sin, whatever the hell that is. That Motb is an image of Jesus Christ, which that doesn't even make no sense. Motb is sleeping with white women. It's clear and evident that the Motb, all right, written about in Revelation, the 13th chapter, the 16th verse, is talking about a system that's being implemented where you're not going to be able to buy or sell unless you have this digital implant embedded in your right hand, your left hand, your forehead, your neck. Okay, they want to embed this technology inside of you. All right, and you clearly see the infrastructure being set up, and these nations, all right, are getting and these nations are online, man. It ain't talking about rich nations, and it ain't talking about small nations and great nations. It's talking about people. That's exactly who it's talking about. Okay, so I'll read it again. It says, and Yahweh answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. Now let's just get this word run here. All right, let's see what this word run here is. All right, that word run in the Hebrew is rawatazah, that he may run that readeth it. All right, and let's see here. It says Habakkuk 2:2 here. It says to run, like to physically, to physically run. Okay, but let's get the other definition here. Just bear with me. It says figurative of it says of Yahweh's word. You see, it says figurative of reading smoothly. You see, you gotta when you read the scriptures, man. When you read the scriptures of Yahweh Basham Shai, the word of Yahweh Basham Shai, it has to be read smoothly. You see, you gotta be I did the lesson yesterday, whereas the spirit of Yahweh Basham Shai, the comforter, has to be working with you to understand. You see, and if you don't understand, according to if the spirit of Yahweh Basham Shai is not dealing with you, then you're not going to understand these mysteries, man. Okay. Figurative of prophet's activity. So being a prophet in this thing, or if you deem yourself to be a prophet, you have to be active. You can't just be sitting on your hands, not doing anything, or riding the coattails of somebody else. No, you have to be active in this ministry. You see? And the scriptures call us to be lively stones. To be lively means that you're going to be active. Okay? So going back to the scripture, it says that he may run that readeth it. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. You see the vision, all right, it's set for an appointed time. Okay? And the Lord has it to whereas it's not going to go beyond the said measure. You see, it's not going to go beyond the said measure of what the said measure, of what Yahweh Bashim Shai has set up for these prophecies. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. See that? And it's speaking. All right, you got the wars and the rumors of wars. You got the skirmishes happening in the Middle East. You know, and it's getting hot out there, man. It's heating up it's heating up on a level out there, man. You know, this war between Hezbollah, you know, and Palestine, or Hezbollah and Iran, or excuse me, not Hezbollah and Iran, but you got Hezbollah. Pretty much Israel's on is fighting a three-front war between Hezbollah, the Houthis, you know, the Palestinians. You know, you still got the war over there going on between Russia and Ukraine. You know, you have political turmoil happening over here. So all lines and all things is set up to implement the final stages of these prophecies, because it's really Yahweh Bashim Shai's micro hip. He's just using the wicked to implement it to ultimately what? To fulfill his will. It says, for the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. It says, though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry. All right, and these prophecies are not tarrying, man. You know, the effect, as it says in Ezekiel, the 12th chapter, all right, the effect of every vision is at hand. The effect of it, all right, the speech of these prophecies are now manifesting themselves, all right, to be alive. Everything that the Lord said what he would do was happening. Okay. It says Kuwait is mandating a biometric registration process for citizens and expatriates. And I believe I'm saying that word. Pretty much an expatriate is somebody that lives outside the nation, but their original home is from that country. It says a person who lives outside their native country, right? So it says Kuwait is mandating a biometric registration for for citizens and expatriates. It says those who fail to register their fingerprints by the set deadlines will face consequences such as suspended government services and frozen bank accounts. You see that? Let's read that last part again. Those who fail to register. So if you don't follow the guidelines, right? Those who fail to register their fingerprints, which fingerprints goes into biometrics. You see, now you can be surveillanced, or you pretty much. Let's get the definition of biometric real quick here. All right. It says biometric. It says involving the automated recognition. You see, the automated recognition of individuals by means of unique physical characteristics, typically for the purposes of security. So pretty much at my job where I work at, I got to use biometrics to a degree at my job that I work with to be able to log into specific systems. You know, I just can't, you know, it's not just not typing in a username and a password. You actually got to authenticate yourself by way of like a facial scan, you know, facial recognition and things of that nature. That's what biometrics is. It says relating to or involving the application of statistical analysis to biological data, like a biometric passport. You see that? So right after the, you know, you notice that these phones that came out, you know, like everything, these smartphones that came out now, in order to have the smartphone, typically to have the smartphone to unlock for you, you know, it can do the face scan. You know, it can scan your face to unlock particular things. You know, everything's a face scan. And at first, if you remember with the iPhone, it had the thumbprint. You know, first it was the original button that you just tap and you put your code in and unlock it. And then the next phase was the physical thumbprint that you will put on your phone, whereas only your thumb can unlock it. Now it's the face scan. You see, and it's all just gearing up for security measures and buying and selling, and that's going to be the process of how you do transactions and how you buy goods and how you sell goods and how you move in the society. Okay, and if you fail to do it, it says they will face consequences such as suspended government services and frozen bank accounts that no man may buy or sell. You see? And they already have the framework set up for this for the fingerprint. It's lock it for the fingerprint. You see? But this is all just going to segue. This is all just going to segue into this is all going to segue into the microchip actually being placed inside of you. It says it is claimed that the reasons for enforcing the registration of digital biometrics, you see, enforcing, that's the key word. When you read these articles, there's words that there's little buzzwords that they'll use. All right, and that one of the key buzzwords here is enforcing. He causeth all. You see? He causeth all. Let me actually get a precept real quick. He frameth mischief by law. Let's get that one. Just bear with me. This is Psalm 94. All right, this is Psalm 94, verse 20. It says, shall the throne of iniquity have fellowship with thee, which frameth mischief by law? You see, and this is Esau, man. You see, the throne of iniquity, that's a throne that Esau sits upon, man. That's why he's known as the wicked. You see? Let's read this in the NLT. It says, can unjust leaders claim that the Most High is on their side? And the answer is no. You know, and Lord willing, I'm gonna wrap this video up soon because it actually started raining a little bit harder. You know, and I definitely want to make sure I'm paying attention, you know what I'm saying, to the roads. But, you know, it says, can unjust leaders claim that the Most High is on their side? And the answer is no. And the scripture says in the heart that the fool say in his heart that there is no God. That's why Esau is so hell bent upon achieving this pseudo immortality. You know, that's exactly why he's so hell bent on achieving this NWO, so that he can be known as God. He wants to tag, trace, and mark everybody so that he can have his eyes on everybody like he's the Most High. You see? But as it says in Ezekiel the 28th chapter, he says, "Thou art no God, but thou art no God, but thou art just a man." You see? It says, "Leaders who decrees permit injustice." You see, and the Motb is going to be that's going to be the game changer, man. That's going to be the determining factor. All right, that's going to be the determining factor, if you will, for lack of better words, of those who serve in Yahweh Basham Yahushua in truth and sincerity, and those who are just faking the funk, man. That's why the scripture says, at that time it shall be known who are my chosen. Okay? It says, it is claimed that the reasons for enforcing the registration of digital biometrics are to enhance security. You see, to enhance security. You see, they're gonna use this to enforce better security. Okay, and they're gonna throw an event out there. They're gonna throw an event out there that's gonna look like to them. You know, to make it see. Now the security could be compromised if we don't do this. Your security, your personal information. You know, it can be hacked on the computer, but how can it be hacked if it's inside of you? If it's inside of you now, you see. It says and addressed dual nationality issues. It says, however, this initiative aligns with global trends. You see, this initiative aligns with global trends in biometrics and the sharing of our data with selected agencies. You see, this is a global trend. You see. That's why it's known as the hour of temptation that's going to come upon the world in the oikonomini sense. The whole world is going to have to undergo this process. Okay? It says it's no coincidence that at the same time, the United Nations is pushing for a global digital compact to be adopted by 193 countries so it can play a significant role in the global governance of artificial intelligence. The internet. You have the Internet of Bodies. It used to be called the Internet of Things, but now, well, it still is called the Internet of Things. But another concept is the Internet of Bodies. All right, it says the internet, digital public goods. You see, in digital infrastructure, everything is going digital. You see, and you got the global digital compact that's been adopted by 93 countries. You see, so most countries is on board with this thing, man. It says Kuwait is preparing to suspend Kuwait is preparing to suspend government services for people who fail to register their fingerprints by the said deadlines. September 30th. It says by September 30th, and then it says for Kuwaitis, and September 30th and December 30th, 2024 for expatriates. You see, and this is this year. And it says if you don't get these biometrics, they're going to suspend what? Government services. So you're going to have a lot of people, you know, when this Motb gets pushed worldwide, okay, you're going to have a lot of people who rely upon government services, whether it be, you know, Social Security, whether it be retirement, you know. You got you got women on like food stamps and WIC and things of that nature, Section 8, housing. You know, they're gonna have to take the Motb. They're gonna have to bow down to that system. You see, because if they don't, they're gonna feel as if their life is gonna be, you know, they're not gonna have no life. They're gonna feel as if that's gonna be it. But it's going to be a worldwide thing. It's going to come in waves, I believe, first. You see? It says there are approximately 175,000 citizens and 800,000 expats who still need to complete the biometric registration process. The Central Bank of Kuwait has directed banks to implement measures like suspension of electronic channels, whereas suspension of electronic channels is being able to move your funds. You know, you could be, you know, let's say, for example, you have your family in Kuwait, but you moved outside of Kuwait to work. You're not going to be able to send money to your family that way. You see? Or the other way around. Okay? It says like suspension of electronic channels, which everything now when it comes to money is all electronic now. You know? You rarely see anybody that actually even uses cash. I mean, you still have your exceptions, of course, you know, but even these places that you go to, a lot of times they don't even take cash. Why? Because we're going into a cashless society. Okay, it says blocking of bank cards, you see, and eventually freezing accounts for those who do not comply. There's another root word there. Boom. Comply, enforce, initiative. Right? Those who do not comply with the registration requirements. That's why the scripture says that if you don't worship the image of the beast, that they should be killed. If you don't comply to what the beast is putting out there, you will be killed. You will be cut off. Okay, and I'm just quoting the scriptures, like I said, because I'm driving at the same time. That was Revelation, the 13th chapter, and I want to say the 13th verse. If it is, it says this will also affect financial assets like shares, funds, and investment portfolios. If people do not meet their fingerprinting deadline, their electronic banking channels will be disabled, bank cards will be blocked, and their accounts will be frozen. However, deductions for loans and mortgages will continue. You see that? So pretty much, you know, your bank account is still going to be getting hit. So they're squeezing they're squeezing the people into this system. So if you don't comply to that biometric fingerprint, bills are still going to have to come out. So what you going to do at that point? You're going to have a lot of people who's gonna worship the image of the beast. And they're segueing into that system, man. Like, you clearly see it. It says while travel rights will not be affected, illegal residents crossing the border will be registered. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Registered. Ain't even right there, right? It says will be required to submit fingerprint registration. So those who are coming into the nation, or coming into that country of Kuwait, okay, it says illegal residents crossing the border will be required to submit fingerprint registrations. It's going to be a requirement. You see that? They're not asking. Let's get a precept, man, because I don't want to just be idly speaking too long without, not idly, but you know, I don't want to speak too long without getting some scriptures. This is Revelation 12. In 12 it says, Therefore rejoice ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So you see it, you're seeing this devil, because Esau runs these nations, man. You see, even though it's Kuwait, it's still Esau's enterprise and his interest that is happening, or that takes precedence, within Kuwait. You see, the scripture says that the earth was given into the hands of the wicked. Okay, so he's moving quickly because he knows that he has but a short time. Okay, these prophecies are popping off the way that they are because ultimately the Lord getting ready to take this devil out. Okay, and with this devil moving fast, you're gonna have a lot of people. Okay, you're gonna have a whole lot of people who are going to be forced into this system. Okay, it says the above is a condensed version of Kuwait. Kuwait prepares to halt services for unregistered fingerprint biometrics, published by Biometric Update September 9th. We're going to read a little bit more of this. I'm actually about to park my car because I just got to my destination. Yeah, let me actually do that real quick. Just give me 1 second. Baba Kasha. 1 moment. Mosquitoes. Salaki, 1 second. All right, so let's get back to this real quick here. I'm actually getting ready to park my car real quick, so just bear with me. And I'm getting ready to wrap this up. You know what I'm saying? The point's pretty much been made. You know. Alrighty. Okay. Alright, cool. Alright, so it says in March 2024, it was revealed that the country also intends to share biometric data as part of a regional security network. So even with them doing this and implementing this biometric fingerprint system that they got set up, it's going to be to a degree whereas the information will be shared so that they have a record of who's entering in and who's entering out. Excuse me. And it's going to be framed as better security for their country. They're just not allowing anybody just to come in. Okay, it says it is claimed that the aim of the initiative to register biometric fingerprints for both citizens and expatriates is to address dual nationality issues and enhance security measures by detecting individuals using fraudulent passports. You see, more security. Those, people using fake passports, people using fake debit cards, people using fake credit cards. You're no longer going to have to worry about that with this system. Okay. Taking a look here, as we mentioned. Oh, here we go. As we mentioned in the article earlier this month, the European Union, okay, part of the 10 Horns, is introducing an automated border registration computer system for registering travelers from countries outside the EU. And while the EU and EU countries roll out biometric digital IDs and facial recognition across various public services, including border control, right? U.S. authorities continue to push for access to EU member states' biometric databases. You see, so all these nations are online, man. As the scripture says what happened. They are centralizing our data and accessing it for a global centralized control. And that's what the whole NWO is all about. That's what the you will own nothing and be happy. That's what that's all about. And I did a video on the Summit of the Future last week. Okay. But that's it on this article. Lord willing, I'm gonna put the link in the description box so you can take a look at it yourself and hit these links as well too, and take a read. But hey, man, they moving quickly with it, man. You see, Kuwait is doing this month. You know what I'm saying? This year, and then they're gonna finish it off in December. So, hey, we're to keep our eyes focused on this and keep our eyes locked in on these prophecies. and report on these things, man. So once again, Lord willing, I pray this was an edifying lesson to the elect. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashem, HaKodash. Double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders, the great millstone that taught us his truth and also teaching his truth. And much peace, love, and salutation to the elect. Until next time, I say, Lord willing, Shalom.